us. So in alphabetical order, just to keep it nice and fair, let's say hi to each of our regular studio experts on this rare occasion where they're all together. This is lovely. So let's start with you. Glenn Boddington, I'm going to put you on the spot here and ask each of you, just what was your word or maybe your phrase of 2020? What about you, Glenn?
Well, I've been working with remote connected communication systems for many years. So for me, virtual presence is the phrase that I pull out from 2020 as a massive shift in our understanding of what liveness is. That now our physical presence is extended into our virtual presence through all this Zooming and video conferencing that we're doing from our homes, from everywhere, but it's still live. So an understanding of that virtual and physical liveness coming together. So virtual presence is my phrase of the year.
That is lovely. All right. How about you, Angelica Mari, technology journalist joining us from Sao Paulo in Brazil. What's your word or phrase of 2020?
I have two, Gareth. So inclusive innovation. So it is no longer a nice to have in the development of new technology, but essential to survive. And on a less serious note, I would say este não é meu fundo de tela, which is in Brazilian Portuguese translates to this is not actually my background. So people putting up desert beaches and pubs and stuff to hide their messy bedrooms.
Oh yes, on the video conferencing. Oh, we've all had fun with backgrounds, haven't we? That you've just defined 2020 right there, Angelica. I don't know if Bill Thompson can match that. What about you, Bill Thompson, here in England? What's been your word or phrase of 2020?
Well, actually, my
It's one of those hobbies. Western flank of Rwanda. Halfway between those two countries. And what a beautiful setting this is. The shores.
Parking mode off.
He admitted passing Israel military secrets and was sentenced to life in prison. Successive US administrations rejected Israeli appeals to grant him clemency. Pollard was freed on bail in 2015, but his parole restrictions were only lifted last month.
Iran says it will pay $150,000 to the families of each of the passengers who died when it accidentally shot down a Ukrainian airliner. The Iranian government's Office for Legal Affairs said the sum was in line with international norms. The plane was mistakenly downed by an air defense unit as it took off from Tehran at a time of high tension between Iranian and US forces nearly a year ago. A prominent human rights lawyer in Uganda has been granted bail by the High Court a week after being arrested on money laundering charges. The case against Nicholas Opio, who leads a human rights organisation called Chapter 4, is widely seen as an attempt to intimidate activists ahead of next month's elections. BBC News.
Hello, welcome to Outlook and the final day of our 2020 BBC Inspirations Awards, and we are celebrating in style. Hello, I'm Jo Fidgen, and this is Jorge Castillo and the Fandango Fusion Fronteriza. Thank you so much. We will be hearing a lot more from Jorge and the band over the next hour. They usually perform the Fandango at the controversial wall that marks the US-Mexico border, but today they are joining us via video from Tijuana. In fact, all our guests today are joining us from Mexico as we reveal the final two